And we're live. We got one person, Little Larkin. Good morning. Ancient Climate. And Star Media. Why are you live? Why am I loud? This is my title sale. And is it surprising that event we have the propensity to go live? Silly rabbits. You know, good morning. Richard. Astrid. Period Astrid. Fourth of door, Richard. So I've got something to say. There seems to be this misconstrued belief that at almost 50 years old, people are going to tell this guy what to do. So an event occurred earlier today. A sad event of sorts, because for all sense and reasoning, I was enjoying my day. And I was continuing enjoying my day afterwards. But as I reflected back, and I started thinking about this particular event. Wanda like Wanda. I kept to my word. Just don't go acting all Brand Davidian again and make me block you, okay? So, as I reflected, I was like, wait a minute, no, absolutely not. Not acceptable. I'm not going to tolerate it. And I'm going to say my piece. As I always have. Sure, I've gone months. I have been emotionally afflicted as any human being has the opportunity to. I've been depressed. To the extent that for years, prolific live streaming came to an almost screeching halt. Not anymore. You see, when I was deemed legally competent, I realized that part of the door being open for this landslide, as far as my emotional position of sorts, once that door was closed, and now that there's forward momentum, new attorney, etc., a breath of fresh air was available. And it made me feel more like myself. As some of you may know, there are some individuals out there who are, I can't believe I'm saying the new term, right? The hip term, the current relative term, cancel culture. Whereas certain particular people are going to deem you not worthy and try to cancel you out at whatever cost. Here's the hypocrisy in the cancel culture. So very much along the guise of trying to make somebody irrelevant is in fact making them relevant. As you try to cancel somebody or some movement or some thought or some belief, you are actually reaffirming and giving attention for other people to think about that thought, belief, movement, whatever the case may be. So some of you have had the opportunity to see me being on panels and participating and being able to do so. Still struggling, but a lot closer to being capable with the assistance of software on my phone, the transcription app. And I've rather enjoyed being active and participating, and particularly overcoming that technological divide, being an old guy and not tech savvy. So a particular person, aka lady, decided to take a swipe at me today. And I was told to do something. I was ordered to do something. But as I started to reflect, I started to think about the words that were said. And then I reviewed Joe Public's stream. And then I started looking at and breaking apart in segments exactly what was said and what the interpretation was. And I was like, oh, hell fucking no. I don't know who the fuck you think you are, but I'm going to tell you who I think you are and how you fit into the matrix of the fraud of Denver. And not only am I going to tell you, seeing you decided to stick your head into this world and you decided to trample on somebody else's live stream, acting as if you had the ordained right to do so, that you had no obligation to self-respect, the channel owner's self-respect, and that you have so much bravado in this community that you've built yourself up to this esteemed position of power in your head that you think you can go around squawking your shit and trying to bully other people, trying to be part of the cancel movement of Branty. Well, I'm here to tell you, if you haven't noticed, there are a lot of people out there in the live streaming world that are not putting up with ass-hattery, two-facedness, and bullshit. Gaslighting, fucking race baiting, just calling people out for their bullshit. And guess what, AK lady? Ding, ding. You're bullshit. So, everybody knows AK lady doesn't go on panels. And she proclaims that the reason that she went on to Joe Public's panel today was because she had never had the opportunity to go onto a panel where I was at. Stop. Time out. The actuality is, she has never had the opportunity to go onto a panel where there would be another Brandonite having the panel, and her feeling, because of her connection and her being in the cool kid crowd, comfortable enough to go onto Joe Public's channel. Now, we all know Joe Public is a strong Eric Branch supporter. No doubt about it. But Joe Public has never directly taken a swipe at the event. Participated in the campaigns to thumbs down my streams and type comments and the whole piss defend off so we can try to figure out where he is, because every time he makes a selection, we can get his IP address and the hacking into my phone. And knowing all of that and being up to date, even in listening to me speak, maybe not all the time, but at least a good portion of it. And it can be said that Joe Public knew full damn well that when this woman, who was always in the backdrops, hiding behind the blue wrench, never seen, never participating on a panel, was now trying to come up onto his panel, and that Defend was on his panel, that more than likely, being the smart cat that he is, that there was going to be discord and an attack on Defend. Now, some of you out there may even believe that because of Joe Public's close affiliation to the Brantonites, and AK Lady being who she is, that there may have even had been a discussion between the two of them while I was on this live panel with NC Tyrant Hunter and Joe Public. I don't know, and I'm saying it right here. I was completely taken off guard. However, sitting back and looking at it, I said to myself, he didn't even introduce. And again, I'm not saying that there was a communication or there wasn't a communication, because it was disjointed. She was trying to come up on the panel. She was having some microphone connection problems or whatever the case may be. And I'm going to play you what she had to say. And then I'm going to tell you, AK Lady, Branty, Libby Fraud, Pukes, Lacey, and all the Brantonites, what my retort is. Because it's my story, and whether you like it or not. You see, there's this misconception that there was this little itty bitty being Defend who went into this really big world of the Denver crew. And this little itty bitty person Defend, this little being, not even a person, had no right to be regarded as a human being with a face, with skin, with feelings, with a mouth, standing up. But could be swashed like a little itty bitty being. And we have seen this in the months-long campaigns of Branty. And it's restreaming my streams. And getting all the Brantonites, all of the proud, patriotic, for the people, we the people, human beings, against a machine that doesn't regard us as people, human beings. That those people could hold their government to that perspective, but not hold themselves accountable to the same perspective to regard their fellow man, their fellow citizens, irrespective of characteristics, race, status, homeless, house, whatever, judgment. That all that could just go out the window. That they could be unaccountable, they could just do whatever the fuck they want to do and show how hypocritical the 1A community can be. Now, some of you, under your new names, or genuinely new people coming into this community, may or may not know, I have always spoken to the benefit of someone else, the subscribers. And I always will. Irrespective of whoever fucking likes what I have to say, when I have to say it, and if I so choose, as an American, to say it. Irrespective of your hypocrisy. So, having said that, AK Lady, your phone should be ringing by now, because that's how the network works. So, as I play, you see, I don't have to worry about copyright strike. I don't have to worry about somebody flagging and trying to do a timestamp and trying to claim that I'm using their video, because I'm not going to use a video. I'm going to use my transcription app, which records audio and will provide the text at the same time. So you will hear the conversation and see the words as I saw them. Now, as you listen to this, notice that AK Lady comes in and she dances around being a douchebag. And then she ultimately lets out her feelings that I'm a fucking asshole. And then she turns around and says, "Oh, Joe, I'm sorry. I just don't ever get the opportunity. I just never had the opportunity to come up onto a panel with Defend." But in the same conversation, when I point out that she had never made the effort in all of my time in Colorado and all the months that I was a part of the Denver crew, all of that, was there ever an email, or was there ever a conversation, or was there ever any, "Hey, I heard Libby tried to fight you, this, that, and everything else. Are you okay?" Blah, blah, blah. You know, no attempt to be of merit, whether it be a peacemaker or even just a simple hello. And there's no harm and foul in that. Everybody makes their own choices. But where the harm and the foul comes in is when you come in and you start the conversation with my not knowing you and my not ever having taken the time to get to know you, is where the hypocrisy comes in and the gaslighting bullshit. Now, when I give my retort, we're going to talk about another situation with you, AK Lady, in which you did the same exact thing to another channel owner. So stay tuned. I'm going to bring the phone down. I'm going to set up my transcription app, switch my camera around, try to get it to a focus and a height. Might have to get something underneath it to give it a stanchion of sorts on platform to be able to get that focus. I appreciate your patience. I'll read a couple of your comments and or questions at this time. And we will go with MStar Media's gone cat watching. Stay safe, sister. Wanda Life Wanda, I don't know who she is. You don't know AK Lady. I don't think there is a Eric Brandt live stream that she has never been in. With the wrench, AK Lady. Good morning, Gabby the Cat. Gabby Cat says hello to MStar, but MStar has gone back out cop watching. So this is going to be a little tricky because I got another stupid mount. I could try to, yes, maybe I will try to do that. Bear with me, folks. And in order to do that, I need to find this right here. So there has been this campaign, this allegation that I was allegedly unlawfully harassing a Brantonite, an individual who proclaimed to be a friend of mine. And Eric Brandt took it upon himself to do exactly as he proclaimed that I was doing, as far as speaking with the district attorney's office, the same exact district attorney's office, in fact. And he sent them emails trying to get me arrested for sending this friend, alleged, an email reminding this friend of their potential to not remember the actuality of what exactly occurred while Mr. Brandt was in jail. Now, mind you, when all of this comes out, and it will, in that regard, when the time is right and I'm able to have a little more control of my freedom of movement, as well as to keep all of you in suspense. No, I'm just kidding. No, that's right. I need to do this way. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. So, as many of you know, I am not the techno guru. Everything is very, very, very techno-targeted as far as my little get-ups and setups here. So maybe how do I use this one? Put this on this. Oh, yes, I think that will do just fine. So it's about 3 minutes. So I'm going to be a little uncomfortable here for about 3 minutes. And before I do that, I'm going to roll myself a cigarette. Oh, Jesus Christ, Ben, will you just fucking get on with it? No, I will do as I do. But the time has come for me to say, fuck the haters, and get back to educating those different individuals who may desire to come into this community thinking that they're going to get rich and that there is some glorious esteem to be, you know, an accomplished 1A channel owner, and that it doesn't come with significant personal cost and risk, particularly to your emotional status. Gabby the cat. That was not the time to be cute. And what's my name? So make no mistake about it. I've never had a PayPal. I don't e-beg. I've been part of fundraising campaigns, encouraging other people to provide financial supports. And as long as I did that, I was one of the cool kids. But in any event, there's been a lot of asshattery, a lot of fuckery, a lot of con jobs, a lot of fraud, a lot of lies, a lot of false presentation to the masses of what the Denver crew was really all about. And when that became extremely apparent to me, I had determined to walk away. While these individuals determined to try and say, months later, after my walking away, that they exiled me and blah, 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 just made a real complete shit show of themselves. And the multiple emails that I've received from individuals apologizing to me for participating in that bullshit has really encouraged me, because it's given me a bit of faith that not everybody is susceptible to just jumping on whatever fucking bandwagon they can for entertainment and a lack of self-respect. And that's why I'm encouraged to continue speaking. So now if I could just get this bit to play and cue it up. Okay, so it's 3 minutes and 42 seconds long. Just long enough for me to have a cigarette. Gabby the cat adding, I have been exiled my whole life. Daddy always said, when you see the masses take a right, make sure you take a running left. Yeah, well, to each their own belief. So I took my hard left. And I'm going to keep doing me, so no offense to you, but I've got a fresh Jabba-gasm somewhere around. Oh, no, that's not it. Let's see. There she is. Oh, yeah. So now, again, I'm going to remind you that what I ask of you to do as you see these words and you hear the words along with the visual text, that you try to imagine not only being in my shoes, but try to discern what this individual is doing, what their attempt is in their performing or having this conversation. And see if you can see where I was as I was reflecting in a, wait the fuck a minute now, this was complete fucking bullshit. And like I said, I cannot say with a reasonable degree of certainty whether or not Joe Public had anything to do with it. I could say that he's a smart enough person that he could reasonably expect that I was going to get attacked. However, I can also say that he may have never expected that AK Lady, in the affected presentation of who she claims to be, would do something like that, put him in the middle by doing something like that on his channel. So I can see both sides of that coin. And it's actually, you know, that's a very, very, very small part of it, and you're going to hear the larger parts in my retort. Keith Anderson, good morning. So let's see where we're at here. That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh, can you hear us? I can hear you now. Hey, there she is. Hey, welcome to the screen. How are you? All right, now it's another joke. I did have a little bit of a bone to pick here. I've never had the opportunity to be on a stream with Defend, but he absolutely. You're not going to get the opportunity to pick a bone with me here. My bitch, I'm tired of you talking shit about me. Oh no. But I'm tired of it. If you have something to say to me, email me. Keep it fresh. I have no beef with you other than you talk crap about me, and I'm tired of it. That's the way I want. It's a free country. Have a good day. I can say what I want to say, but I'm tired of you talking shit about me. You don't even know me. You've never taken it. I'm going to pause it right there. You see the part where I try to disconnect from the conversation out of respect for Joe. It's not my channel. Tried to end it right there. She could have said, you know what, this is my channel, and I'm not going to do this here. And they switched it up. But oh no, she was not having it. I was the little itty bitty bitty being, and she was the big bad person, right? Okay, don't believe me? Listen. I've chatted with Joe a few times, watched his videos. Yes, Wonder, like I did try to avoid it. If you have something to say about me, then say it to me. Not your own. What are you calling us? Crony, whatever it is you're calling us. I'm friends with a lot of people in this community, and if I'm going to support them, I'm going to support them. And it's really none of your business. And that's all I have to say. Keep my name out of your mouth. Simple. Anyway, Jeff, it's nice to see that your channel is growing. Oh, thank you. Sorry, Joe, but this is the first time I've had a chance. Now you see this. Oh, thank you. Sorry, Joe, but I just had to. I had to feel as if I had the right to come up and shit in your living room because I'll just apologize afterwards because my needs are greater than what is going to be publicized to the rest of the world. Your channel. People. Because you're accessible. Because you can access them by going onto somebody's panel and you want to attack their guest. It is not uncouth. It is not respectful. It's not your channel. And you're only making an asshat of yourself, showing that you have the propensity to have that kind of disdain and lack of regard, lack of self-respect for yourself. Particularly when you do it, not only in public, but in somebody else's channel. AK Lady, if you had this to say, where's your channel? Where's your panels that you can start for free on your channel? Where's your respect for yourself instead of shitting in somebody else's panel because you can't resist your asshattery and your lack of self-respect? Am I wrong, people? So Gabby Cat asked, how does one enforce keep my name out of your mouth? Well, it's funny you should ask that, Gabby, because that got me too. That this individual is going to come up and say that I never took the opportunity to get to know this person. And when you hear my retort, and it's going to be a doozy, people, so you might want to stick around. You begin to understand that the audacity of the gaslighting that's going on here to try and claim some moral prominence as if she has a right and I do not, as if she's the government and I'm the citizen, or the other way around, or that there is some unlevel playing field here, that either she's greater than or I am less than being a human being. It's just very disconnected. As Harry 58, nope, you set your own rules in your own house. Precisely. Thank you for using my word. I should have copyrighted that. But welcome to the stream. Even talk to Defend at all, and I'm just tired of it. There's no reason he needs to dog me or even talk about me. It's also the first time you ever took the opportunity. No email, no nothing. I've never talked. I don't communicate. I see. It's on your terms. That's what it is. I got it. Yeah, it is, Defend. You're a fucking asshole. But being, wow, did I hit a trigger point? Might I have been exactly on the money? Wasn't this lady, this highfalutin, esteemed lady of the 1A community, an heiress of sorts of the Project Dominions? Oh, sorry, Joe. I just had to. Oh, I just had to say, he's an asshole. Blah, blah, blah. And then I say one thing, and she goes right off the fucking rails, showing her true colors. Love you too, babes. There's no nice with your ear problems, that really sucks. I got a kid who went through that, and my husband goes through it quite often still. Now, are you people seeing this? Do you see how up and down and all around, how disjointed all of this is? Nothing but fucking gaslighting and control. Am I the only one seeing this? Now she's using my disability. Now she's chiming into a conversation that she came into about NC Tyrant Hunter and I. talking about our hearing issues. He has tinnitus, ringing of the ears. You're going to hear the remainder of this as I hit play. It is at 1 minute and there's 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go. So again, am I the only one seeing this here? Now, when you hear my retort, you're going to see where she fits in, how she became such an esteemed person, a name that would fall out of my mouth as I was sharing my emotions and responding to all of the cancel culture actions taken against me in this community in the past year. And she's pissed because she wants to support whoever the fuck she wants to support. That I don't have a right to say who she supports. No fucking shit. Never said you did. And that somehow she has some authority to tell me to keep her name out of my fucking mouth when, in fact, she was very much a main staple as a part of my story. This isn't my taking Wanda Life, who I only know by communicating through various chats and some being misled by the Brantonites being part of the cancel culture campaign and just jumping, going along with the entertainment. But I believe she has become wise to to the game. And how easy it is as a subscriber to get caught up and failing to remember that there are real live human beings behind these channels, behind the camera. So, as a part of the gaslighting and the very disillusion that she has some moral ground, she's going to bring it into the sympathy guise of, oh, that really sucks because I can relate with you, with the hearing problems, blah, blah, blah. You just came in here because you have an inability to be able to handle your fucking emotions. That you can't handle the fucking truth that you supported. And I'm not going to go so far. I'm going to play this out so I can say the rest for my retort.
And Defend is privy to a bunch of ear problems, and I don't want to seem like I'm lying about it or anything, but it really is aggravating to hear a bunch of ringing all the time. I don't, and how you can get real bad earaches like constantly nonstop, dude, as a teenager and a young adult, right? I remember to this day having some of the awfulest earaches imaginable. It just sounded like.
So I'm going to pause it here because I believe I'm correct that I have no other direct communication with this woman whatsoever through the rest of this conversation. In fact, so just to show you guys, this is the audio spectrum, and I stopped it here and I stopped it here to be able to play this part to you. So you've seen the relevant part. Now, I'm going to put you guys up here on my dashboard. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee. I'm going to collect my thoughts for a short moment. And I'm going to fill in some blanks. That many of you who participated in the cancel culture bullying of the ever so great and awesome Eric Brandt and the fucktards. Jabba-gasms tasting awesome, people. I hope you guys are able to have some nice hot fresh coffee this morning. So let's see who we got here based on mine in the chat, which I'm not always good at. And I'm not gonna lie to you people, I am aggrieved, disappointed, saddened. So I want to get through this. And I hope that you all benefit from at least some positivity that could possibly come out of this shit show. The other side of the story, some perspective, and maybe there'll be something positive that comes out of it. As in one of my phrases, some of the best lessons I learned in my life, I learned by watching other people make their worst. Meaning that we can all learn from each other. So maybe I haven't gone through this undesirable, some might even say painful at times, on different levels, experience. Maybe by your hearing it, you can gauge teach how you move through this community, as well as look out for some of the not ever really discussed pitfalls. However, I do recognize that there is more of an opportunity for the subscribers and people coming into this community, as well as people who've been in this community and have been in some pretty fucked up situations, such as being doxxed, sharing their personal lives with individuals that they were led to believe were their friends. Oh, I'll never break your confidences. And then all of a sudden that person hears from somebody else that allegedly you said blah, 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 blah. Some social drama shit show happens. And that person who swore to you that they would never break your confidence is now blabbing all of what you fell for to be trusted. And you're kicking yourself in the ass for doing that. And you're now doubting whether you can trust yourself and you're judging character and or trusting other people. And that's a pretty fucking shitty place to be in, people. I can tell you, I know. So, and I certainly don't wish it upon anyone. 69, maybe 95. Good morning, and welcome to the stream. So, am I an emotional guy? Am I somebody who has a great empathy? Okay, we'll go with that. Am I wishy-washy at times? Maybe a little too over emotional, sensitive? Okay, we'll go with that. But if we're gonna go with that, let's go with the fact that who isn't at some point in time? It's called being human, people. And if you're going to be ashamed of your emotions and or be in situations where you feel silenced, restricted because you're allowing that silence and restriction due to the outsidery, due to the oppressors, due to the agitators, due to the disenfranchisers, then that really fucking sucks. And I pray that you find an example, somebody out there standing up and speaking out, and that you are encouraged to do the same within a sense of self-empowerment. Can't run around claiming that you're all about fighting for the government while not being willing to stand up and fight for yourself and what you believe in. At least not in my opinion. I lost sight of that over the past few months, but to be honest with you, there's been some special circumstances. And I still have very, 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 very far to go and some pretty big price tags to be paid for being a part of any of this. So, my choice, my ride. Gabby Cat adding, I'm in charge of my character, folks. Who resent good character are never my problem. I'm surrounded by them. So many attempts at knifing my shoulder blades. Yoda, good morning and welcome to the stream. Yoda's always got something interesting to say. Wildlife Wanda, that's when I started watching the Colorado Crew. Allegedly, I was a nothing before I got to Colorado. And it's kind of funny because the people who reach out to me still to this day are people who knew me before I came to Colorado. Not the people who learned of me and thought they knew who I was by the very limited view of my being here in Colorado forward, and now believing all of the outsidery and the presentations, like people taking my face and putting them on puppies and showing their maturity and their editing skills, taking my words from different treks in my path, all treks that were prior to my coming to Colorado, all situations they were very, very, very damn well aware of behind the scenes as to why I was in the state of mind I was in and when and why I said those things. Because if you think about it, people, and you go with logical deduction, you have to ask yourself, well, Defend was all of these terrible things that this cancel culture Brad Davidian's campaign to exile Defend and control his movements and destroy his channel and thumbs down and report and send threats and letters to the district attorney's office and all of that stuff, which if anybody else had done that, they would be the first people to stand up and say that those people aren't doing the right thing, but it's okay because it's them that are doing that. So they're calling out a wrong and doing wrong to call out the wrong and actually doing the wrong that they're calling out. Yeah, I think I got that right. So this is the example. This is the genius. This is the love. This is the effective presentation to the public, to the world. Anybody who happens to trip across a live stream about the 1A community and what we're allegedly about, standing for rights. I prefer to say that we're about standing for the right thing, doing the right thing. And it was anything but, people. I can tell you that much. All right, let's do this. Check the channel one more time. You're a collecting channel adding, I wouldn't say you're wishy-washy. Wildlife Wonder. That's why I started watching the Colorado Crew. 69, maybe 95, Defend, I don't know exactly what you're talking about. It hurts. I won't lie. No, I'm sorry. Defend, I know exactly what you're talking about. It hurts. I won't lie. I try not to let it, but lasting effects. Gabby the Cat adding, the world is full of betrayers and haters. They hate the self more than they hate us. Well, it's funny, Gabby, because that falls right in line with my saying, long-time saying that trolls only hate because they can't relate. The Yoda Stool collecting channel adding, Defend, I respect how you analyze things from other perspectives. 69, maybe 95. I stay away from that personal stuff as much as possible, but gotta love how people spin their narratives. Gabby Cat adding, I'm just listening. I'm not sure what is up because I've learned a ton watching Eric to apply my own life. I keep stuff simple, but understand gossip and betrayal. My own younger sister. Ooh, that's cuts deep. Try to sleep with my husband. Yeah, definitely cuts deep. 69, maybe 95. I wish the personal stuff would stay off here and we could get back to more filming, etc. Well, that's exactly. Well, let me read your last comment here, Mammy. Seems like so much hate lately. It makes me sad, to be honest. Okay, so you wish the personal stuff would stay off here and we could get back to more filming. Well, here's the thing: the personal stuff was always there, but because of the money aspect, because of the excuse me, my apologies, folks, because of the quest for fame or celebrity or recognition or watching the subscriber counts climb from the mad climb struggle to get to 1,000 to be able to live stream, and it turning into an arcade, it being entertainment, to filling a void, to being able to be distracted from the despair that we all feel to some degree in this fucked up situation going on in this world. Rich getting rich, poor getting poor, nothing makes any fucking sense, and what people are seeing just fucking isn't adding up. So they find this community and they find these people who do this recording thing, and everybody gets to say, "Oh my God, look at somebody did something wrong. Somebody did something wrong," and we point out the wrongs all the fucking time. We showcase it. We put it up on YouTube. Some people take it and put it on other social media, BitChute, Facebook, your hook, his hook, whatever. And the asshattery has always been present. However, within a spectrum of politicizing in this community, that dirt was swept under the rug. They're not treating each other as equals or having respect or regard, harboring some belief that just because shoe auditors were in the same community, that both of them had self-serving interests, that they could not trust the other one wholly. Good enough to go out and be seen and behind the camera and working together, but not good enough for the common self-respect, let alone giving respect. And at least at a bare minimum, acknowledging that different people think differently, different people come from different walks of life. These people, and their little mob mentality and their YouTube delusion, were willing to sacrifice other people's emotions at all costs, any cost, to preserve their position, their emotions, their fucked up egos. Oh, now you're a narcissist and it wasn't, nothing was your fault, and blah, 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 blah. Well, I can certainly tell you this much. I didn't come here to be treated like a child. I didn't come here to be orchestrated like Eric Brandt was the producer and everybody was his fucking puppet. That was not what the fuck was supposed to be in the fucking cards. It was not advertised as such. And each and every one of those individuals that felt that never fucking spoke up and fed into it, including AK Lady. So this is a long time coming, and I just think it's ironic that I find myself in a situation and I feel encouraged to speak. Not only in remembering who I am as a person and what I do and how I function, but also in seeing other people that were part of this community that saw firsthand the scamming, the fraud, the painting things to make it look like it was one way for everybody else to buy and eat up, when it was actually just paint. It wasn't really that way. The receiving gifts and opening them up and then taking them back up and pretending like they were opening it up for the first time, like an unboxing, all the creative licensing, the thespian show, everything was a fucking joke. And the sacrificing of long-term relationships and trying to pin it on me and blame it on me with no apologies, with no taking accountability, with no, guys, I was in jail. I was being told all these things were going on. I love the Fend, and I know he's a sensitive guy, and I know he's an independent. I know he is his own person. I know the shit he's been through in his community and everything else. And all these motherfuckers just went fucking rogue and immature, and the fucking wheels just broke. It just fell off of this fucking show. This shouldn't have happened. This shouldn't have happened. This shouldn't happen. And even keeled straight the fuck out. No. It was more asshattery, more thespian, more creativity and licensing, creative lie and saying, and more pushing of false narratives and bullshit. So much for the cancel culture part where they tried to make it look like that I was the enemy and that I purposely came here to break Denver up. Well, if that's the case, then you tell me why it is that the video that I needed to work on my case that Eric Brandt had in his possession for 6 months and purposely privated that stream and refused to give me a copy of the link, making me beg a couple of times a month. And I'm too busy, or I'll get around to a bullshit excuse in between getting arrested and running out and fuck copsing and all of the crazy, nerve-wracking stuff. Why is it that there are certain individuals in this community that have videos that could very much aid a civil suit by your friend Defend, who purposely took those videos down from their channels so that I would not be able to access them, to be able to present them to a lawyer to show the other videos evidence of those circumstances? Cancel culture. Fuck Defend. He's done. He doesn't exist. Fuck the First Amendment. Fuck the mission. Fuck the cause. Fuck everything. We're butthurt. It's our feels. Cancel. completely antithetical to what it was supposed to be the fuck about, what it was packaged and promoted and sold to the entire community that encouraged me to come here based on that presentation. And this bitch AK lady is going to turn around and try to act like she's fucking all high and fucking mighty and create so many fucking faux pas as if she's in the fucking right. Let's get to it, people. Let's get fucking to it. So, I already went over the part where I leave hanging in the balance the Joe Public and his part. Participation. Could somebody go on to Joe Public's page and see if he had a live stream today? Because I'm getting the names Joe Public and Joe Black mixed up. I believe it's Joe Public. I'm like 90% sure it's Joe Public. But in any event, so I already went over the aspect of the consideration that maybe Joe Public didn't anticipate that AK lady would do that, right? Maybe he figures, you know what? I see other people are kind of taking the higher road and they're not like focusing on, being Grant Davidians or whatever the case is. I see people out there have witnessed defend being abused. Oh, some malignant narcissist was claiming he's being abused. No, people, all of you saw it too. Every fucking live stream, even while I was in vicarious situations, recording the police, fucking with my known issues, or attempting to, and making it all about them and oppression and control, instead of the mission and the 1A community and the opportunity to record the police and having some regard to the community. No, using the community and the cult-like mentality with all the splash and the fanfare and the pretty purple toes and twinkle this and twinkle that. So with all that, Joe Public lets me up on his panel. It was actually a transfer from Uncontrollables panel that we were on. DFK was talking about his case, his situation that occurred last year, and Eric Brandt chimed in. He wanted to come up on the panel. Uncontrollable wasn't available. Joe Public decided to open up a panel so that Eric Brandt could come up on the panel and he could walk alongside DFK and giving him some advice regarding Section 1983, as he still has those options available, which can do a world of difference for somebody's psyche when you're sitting there and you're thinking you got fucked last year and you won the case and everything else and you had no way of holding your government accountable, and here comes this fresh breath air information, a reigniting of being made whole or holding somebody accountable for their dastardly deeds towards you, right? One life, yeah, Joe Black. Oh, it was Joe Black's channel, not Joe Public. Well, I had that fucking wrong. Sorry, Joe Public. Joe Black, the other cool Joe. I should have known that. How many times have you guys seen me type that in the fucking chat? But in any event, so everybody thinks I come from like this negative fucking place of asshattery or whatever, and I was inspired by that. Outside of all of the falsity, all the bullshit, all of what I know, I was inspired that there was still something decent to be admired, being advertised, taking the effort to give this breath of fresh air in a very dismal landscape to a fellow human being. That was great. Eric went about his day. I waited my time. I was originally I was on the fucking panel for Uncontrollable with Jeff and DFK. But I didn't go right out to Joe Black's panel. I held off because I knew Eric Brandt, that the panel was created for the opportunity for Eric Brandt and for DFK to be blessed with this opportunity by information that I knew where it was going. And then when Eric exited, I was like, well, we're having a great panel over there. Joe Black was over there. DFK was over there. NC Tyrant Hunter was over there. I was over there. All right. Everything was cool. Well, maybe it'll be cool over here. And Joe Black let me up onto his panel. I was like, all right, well, this feels okay. Still a little apprehensive, kind of timid or whatever, but still cool. And then AK Lady got to come in and blow the fucking show up. And, for the bad guy, I'm amazed that I sit here and I'm like, I feel for Joe Black, right? And I don't know if you can see or you can hear NC Tyrant Hunter, when AK Lady starts to go off, he kind of lets out a, like, oh man, like, well, I don't get a chance to just hang out, or I don't have a lot of time to just hang out. I'm just hanging out today. I'm taking that chance, and I really don't want to be a part of, like, antagonistic shit. Oh, you were there, Wildlife Wonder. So, whatever. What the fuck ever. So, again, it's between here nor there for me. I don't believe that Joe Black sent AK Lady a text saying, hey, defend us on my panel. You want to come up and you want to chastise him, or you want to treat him like a little being, not a human being, and you want to, exact some Grant Davidian fucking revenge on him. No, I don't believe that. never shown those qualities, even though he was a brand supporter through all the bullshit or whatever. So I don't believe that. But I feel for the fucking guy that this situation occurred. Right? I'm not perfect. I'm not expecting AK Lady to be perfect. I'm not expecting anybody to be fucking perfect. But I'm most certainly not accepting other people thinking they're fucking perfect and they can talk to me any fucking way that they fucking want to. That shit just isn't fucking happening. AK Lady knew all about Eric's scams. Was friends with Janet. Was friends with Jonna, the investigator, Libby Freak, aka Libby Fraud, his girlfriend. She knew. She fed into all of Eric's bullshit. She was on the phone, if not every fucking day, every other fucking day with Eric. She speaks to Eric more than she speaks to her husband, in my opinion. You know, the guy that has hearing problems? Yeah. Those people seem to get it so fucked up. They think I owe them. I don't. I paid what I owed when I walked away. I gave them the respect, as well as myself, to fucking draw the fucking line in the sand. And not continue fucking pretending under the threat of Eric Brandt and all the Brandt Davidians and being destroyed and blah, 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 blah. I took that sacrifice. I became the pincushion for all of them. But guess what? I was already the pincushion. I just realized it. These people think that I came into their planet, that I was less of an American, less of a human being. Well, then why the fuck did you invite me here? You have a video out there taking excerpts of words and from a time period, from an entirely different fucking situation that you know the intricate details and the particular fucked up people behind those details and what was done to me. That allegedly was the reason that you validated my place in this community, as well as everyone else in the community telling me to go to Colorado, as well as challenging me to get transcripts that nobody else could get. I lived up to every fucking thing I said I could do. And on one hand, somebody will say, yeah, but that wasn't good enough for them. Granted. And on the other hand, somebody could say, yeah, but that was exactly it. Eric Brandt was the only one that could produce, and they all depended on Eric Brandt's guidance, his showmanship and production. You didn't. You produced. You beat the ticket. You lived through all of the fucking bullshit you lived through before coming to Colorado. You made your own choices, and you stood your ground. You didn't cower to the great fear of the almighty Brandonites. And you ultimately exposed by standing up and watching all of them just trip over each other to try to kill you. Just like AK Lady just showed her true colors. AK Lady knew of Libby Fraud and his attempts to fight me when I got here. You see, Libby Fraud, Libby Freak, did the same exact thing AK Lady did today. The first day I came to Colorado. The first day wasn't the first day. You see, I came to Colorado and I did some auditing on my own before I announced I was here. On my own. You know, like great Brian Lowe and Eric Brandt fiasco at the Denver Police Department? I'd already audited the Denver Police Department. I was grabbed and assaulted by a police officer all on video. But I was told by Eric Brandt that we couldn't put that video up and that it shouldn't go up because it wasn't the right time for it. When in actuality, Eric felt that it was his territory and he had a mark and he had a personal angst cross to bear to accomplish that mark. I stepped on his toes in his territory, having already done that. AK Lady knew exactly what Eric Brandt was doing to Lacey. She knew exactly what Janet had told Lacey, what the conversation was with Eric, the whole 9 yards. AK Lady was right there as if she lived there, except through the phone. She was doing the all-girl thing with Janet and Jonna, and the all-girl thing with Eric. Libby Fraud was doing the all-girl thing because he was using Jonna to get all the dibs on what AK Lady, and it was just a fucking shit show. And AK Lady was at the fucking epicenter of it all. Did she call out Libby Freak's violence? When Janet begged, I won't say begged, but asked multiple times for Eric to stop calling the judges, and now he's got threatening judges charges, and now he's got South Carolina because of his phone calls. A federal grand jury having subpoenaed his entire YouTube account. And then all these things were being done while living at Janet's house, with no respect or regard or consideration to her as a friend, let alone as to the host who is giving you a place to live. I saw all this. So that is why AK Lady and your ass hattery and your fucked up two-face being directly in the center of all of it, knowing all of it, being a part of all of it, failing to realize I was there, I can read lips, I was a part of conversations about what you were saying in those conversations with some of these people. And it's a part of my story. Word to wise in the future, you might want to fucking hedge your bets and think about what the fuck you're going to do before you get your panties in a fucking bunch and embarrass yourself. AK Lady chose to ride along with the disinformation in the passing judgment and determining to be a shot caller, right? Like a manager. Oh, well, if I can't be doing this and he can't be doing that, no, that's fucked up. Eric on the phone. Oh, and he thinks he's going to do this and he thinks he's going to do that. No, fuck him. He should be able to do that. No, don't get that, Eric. Being all fucking catty and being all up in there, but she doesn't want to have any fucking responsibility. She doesn't want to have her own channel. She don't want to have her own live panel. She don't want to address me. She wants to address me in somebody else's space. Somebody that she trusts and she knows that's a Brand Davidian that's partial to Eric. She don't care about that person being a part of this conversation in front of 31 people. Joe Black. These people don't give a fuck about nothing but themselves. They're so fucking narrow-minded. It's disgusting. And definitely inspired by seeing more and more and more people in the places, the panels, and the chats, and the rooms that we travel around in this community. Quote, community, end quote. Standing up, speaking up, calling people out for their bullshit. Kitra, darling. So, I don't know, Kitra, if it was your troll that was in the chat that I saw you in recently, making comments about your Kitra 2.0 troll under a trolling looking like the original Kitra account. I have no way to check. But you made the claim that I had you blocked. So, you and Wanda Life were the two, and there was one other male, that before I did this live stream, I made sure that you were not in the banned bucket. You weren't there to begin with. So, I don't know how to take any of that in between here and there. I just thought I'd get that out because I was, people I don't know if you were fucking with me or fucking with me or whatever. But again, people, if you're listening, you don't know who these people are behind these names. You see a representation. You see Wanda. You see Wildlife Wanda. You see Wildlife Wanda's icon. You see some of the words may fall in line with the literal footprint that Wildlife Wanda uses. But it might not be Wildlife Wanda. It may be a spoof or a troll account. They create situations like I just brought up with Kitra. And everybody is reacting, taking the heart as if it's their loved one right next to them doing this to them in real life. And it's a digital representation that you can't even verify if it's the person that you think it is that's making you feel this way. Wake the fuck up, people. Step back. Go on a fucking tree. Take a walk in some fresh air. Look at everything that you have. When you see your car, say, you know what? I'm lucky to have that car. When you walk in your house and you grab a favorite coffee jet, look at the coffee jet and say, hey, you know what? I'm lucky to still have this coffee jet. You go take a squat. You reach back to the toilet paper and you're like, you know what? You don't need shitty thing about having toilet paper right now. I'm lucky to have it toilet paper. Feel yourself to start to think more positively, to feel yourself, feel positive, to let yourself to, oh, well, this person's going at it with this person, and these two poor sorry fuckers don't even know their troll accounts are now. Like, okay, that's just negativity, that's not what I'm here for, I'm here for the content, or what's going on, or whatever. And have the ability to do that rather than just let this technological thing just like tractor beam to your skull and just suck your brain dry. Kids are adding, thank you to Ben, I'm not yet used to having people impersonate me. Well, there's only one different last couple of defend accounts out there. Let me tell you, I can tell you some of my stories. I'm still getting emails from people that are pissed off at me for saying things that I never said because I don't even know who the fuck these people are. But these people are hell bent on believing that I said it. And you know what? It may just be a troll pretending to be somebody who's pissed off that I said something because they heard from somebody that I said this and this to get me to respond to them so that something else will unrelated will fall out of my mouth that they can take and run with that nobody else would have gotten. It's that fucked up, people. And let me tell you, I didn't want to believe it was that fucked up. And I certainly, when I set out to confirm my reality and hit the road, we traveled clear across the fucking country, working side by side, shoulder to shoulder, had hope with a romantic heart that I would be working with compatriots, not con-patriots. C-O-M patriots versus C-O-N as in Nancy patriots. AK Lady had a direct role in helping those boys, not grown fucking men. Grown men that had opportunities and choices that they could have chosen. And chose not to fucking do anything with those opportunities. Proud of the watchdog. Over $10,000 raised for him to start his life over, get an apartment with the kids, get a job, fight his cases, whatever. What did he do? He went camping with the big girl while Eric was in jail. Knowing damn well Eric had a crush on him, had a sexual attraction for him. While everybody else knew this was going on. There were so many fucked up situations like that where everybody knew, where they would look at each other, look at the corner of their eye and be like, oh, Otto just showed up with his girlfriend. How the fuck is this going to play out? Eric is in jail, raising money for Otto to help his wish-to-be lover Otto. And he's in the woods, not being gay. Otto did the same thing AK Lady did this evening, and taking a heavy connection and bringing her into a scene where he should have, if he had any maturity in him whatsoever, would have acknowledged that it wasn't really cool, considering he knew how Eric felt about him. But he didn't give a fuck. He didn't care about being Aragon. And everybody else was sitting there looking at each other with their eyes, looking out of the corner of their eyes, like, with this kind of half smirk on their faces, like, okay, how the fuck is this gonna go? Like, really? Holy shit. Just unfucking believable. There's absolutely no doubt that AK Lady was at the fucking epicenter of all of it. Nolie D, Chris Powers, Ottawa Watchdog, all of it. I could have at any point in time said, you know what? You guys are lying. You guys are being fraudulent. Eric, you got $10,000 in the bank and you're e-begging. Oh, but it's all okay because it's all for, you know, the main goal to beat the government. Making all these excuses and everything just to be a part of the story, just to have a phone-a-friend connection to the epicenter of the production room. And you, AK Lady, sacrificed your own fucking integrity and your own self-respect and participating in that bullshit, which caused in totality, all of these individuals feel as if they could step on other people, disrespect fellow Americans, and do the things you wouldn't want done to your own children. And you put gas on that fire. You paid for that gas to be put on that fire. So don't come at me with a holier than fucking thou. You ain't got no fucking responsibility. You get to support whoever you want, whenever you want. You get to do whatever you want with no accountability. Well, I'm here to tell you, fuck you. How dare you try to silence me or tell me to shut the fuck up? If your beloved Eric Branty has not gotten me to shut the fuck up, what made you think today, of all days in the universe, was going to be the day that you were going to be able to do something that the Excelsior, the Predator, couldn't do? Delusional much? Wow. Just fucking wow. You know, it's funny, AK Lady's like, oh, one side of the story, you never got my side of the story. And I turn around like, hey, you never said anything. Oh, you're a fucking asshole. Oh. So when you call out your shit, bottom line, she didn't come in seeking resolution. She didn't come in with the ultimate wish for me not to speak about her anymore. She came in trying to get me to speak about her some more. Does that make sense to you guys? Looking at the chat for a response. Does that make sense to you? Do you honestly think that she believed that her being antagonistic and a bully or whatever, that she believed in her mind that she was going to get me to shut up by bullying, oppression, being aggressive, whatever, calling me a motherfucker, that all those things logically were going to lead to my being like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. Do you guys believe that? Wildlife Wanda tried to pick a fight with you. Exactly. So that tells me that you're more of the belief that in a world of apples and oranges, she wasn't asking me to choose apples and or oranges, make a choice to try to encourage me by treating me imanu as a human being and say, look, I know some shit that's got fucked up. You have different interpretations. Other people have different interpretations or whatever. But I've done nothing but tried to help. And I don't think you're speaking about me accurately. Or how about Defend hasn't said a fucking thing about you for fucking weeks, but you didn't hear your name come out of Defend's mouth. Is that what you were missing, AK Lady? That, oh, maybe Defend isn't as emotional or conflicted or depressed, which you got as an indicator of control, free rent in a headspace, oppression. And now that you weren't seeing that, and you're seeing my participation in the community again, that it was just being forgotten about. And oh no, if we don't have him on those hooks, if we don't have the tow chain connected to him, dragging him around behind the tow truck all the time, who knows what he'll say next? So fuck you, AK Lady, for thinking everybody's fucking stupid. Because if there's anybody that's fucking stupid, it's you, in my opinion. Because you honestly thought that you were so enshrouded by this invisible force field hiding behind your blue wrench, coming up in Joe Public, a Safe Spots panel. Being, as you admit, support many people in the community, and even admitting that you talked to NC Tyrant Hunter, the person I was on panel with, the person you could have picked up the phone and called and say, hey, you know, I understand that you're not choosing sides or whatever, and you believe Defend is an American, he has the right to speak, and you saw some things that you don't agree with or whatever, you're not choosing sides or whatever, you're going to treat him as a person as if, you know, it is what it is. But could you talk to, you know, to Defend for me, or mention to me, you know, mention to him? No fucking backdoor communication, nothing whatsoever. Do not let this fucking woman make you fucking think that whatever I have ever said about her doesn't have fucking merit, because she fucking shows in today's actions and advertises for the fucking world showing her true colors. All right, where's the coffee? Just the fucking hypocrisy of it all makes my fucking skin curl. It's like, whoa, wait the fuck a minute. And it almost had me there for a minute because I was able to go about my day, right? I went on a couple other panels. I just relaxed today. But then as my day started unwinding, I started thinking about things, and I was like, oh yeah, I was on this panel today, I was on that panel. Oh yeah, what the fuck was really that about? And I was like, you know what? No, absolutely not. You had your fucking moment, now I will have mine. Sure, you can say Tit for Tat's really fucking immature. I'm on my fucking channel, people. Wow. Just fucking wow. She never got my side. She knew every fucking thing about me, right down to the color socks that I was fucking wearing, if she wanted to know that. That's how much up Eric's ass she was. Eric was the producer. She was the fucking assistant producer. She was friends with Janet. What did AK Lady do when the whole Lacey situation happened? What did AK Lady do when she knew from Janet? She knew what was going on. What did AK Lady do when Eric did his Seek and Destroy Defend campaign and seek out the only person in Colorado that was a member of this community that was actually providing me a space to store my stuff, saying on live stream that they were out hunting for him because he was harboring Defend, as if I was a fucking fugitive from Brant. You guys start to see how fucking delusional this shit is? Causing for that person not to have anything to do with me. Me walking, and not even really fighting with that person and trying to defend the situation or whatever, because I was just fucking embarrassed. Thankfully, that individual allowed me to continue because we had already worked out a deal. There was a barter for some things or whatever for rent for the space for my stuff to be, so I'd be able to have some room in the van with the dog and everything else. And we're able to maintain that, but the conversations and shit and everything else, walking alongside and all that, wanted nothing to do with anything. And I can't blame them. So all of these people who saw all this defectiveness, Abby challenging me to a fight, he did the same exact fucking thing AK Lady did today. You see, Janet's house was called the drama-free zone. It's where there was no personal conflicts or drama. That was the advertisement for months before I ever even got to Colorado, on live streams and stuff and everything. They always mentioned the drama-free zone, how great it was. I showed up to fucking Colorado the first night I was in Janet Madsen's house. I just got done saying to Janet, I can't believe I'm standing in your kitchen, Janet. I feel like I was watching a live stream and I just jumped through the phone and ended up in your kitchen. And around the corner came Liberty Freak with his finger pointed at me with this mad, angry motherfucker look on his face, curling his fingers, calling me outside. And then challenging me to a fucking fist fight in the drama-free zone. And then he went running right back into Janet's house and did exactly like AK Lady did to Joe Black today. I'm sorry, Janet. It was just something that had to be done, Janet. No wonder they get along so fucking well. They all believe that it's okay for them to be oppressors. They're not fighting the government. They're competing with the government. And then Eric claiming, I'd never seen that side of him before. I'm really questioning our friendship now because I've never saw that violence in him before. Whatever. Please don't leave the pen. Please don't leave the pen. Blah, blah, blah. Janet wants you to stay. Please don't leave the pen. I was leaving. Fuck this shit. What more do I need to fucking see? But they all knew I was a rat and a snitch and, all of this stuff that they're now putting out in videos for you people to see, thinking that you won't be smart enough to say, well, wait a minute, what about all those live streams? Depends coming to Colorado. Oh, Depends in Colorado. Oh, we're going to do this. Oh, it depends with us and this. Oh, why all of that if you knew he was a rat and a snitch? Logical fallacies. And it bothered me that all of you ate it up. Well, that doesn't bother me anymore. You know why it doesn't bother me anymore? Because if you're that fucking dumb and you can't think for your fucking self, what can I do? And it's funny because they took the pie and they smushed it in your face. They created a movie defender channel, put all this fucking cancel culture, fucking high school fucking, put my face on Emma's puppies, making this video that I fuck my dog because Otto, the watchdogs, made this claim that my dog has a bruised vaginal cavity because I fuck her. His words. This was a man who was given thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. I had every opportunity to fucking do better for him and his kids. And squandered it like a motherfucker. And the entire community allowed him to do so and still gave him more. All because of Eric Brandt. When people in the group were saying, what the fuck is Otto doing? Otto went to jail for 30 days for determining that he could compete with the judge and flip the judge off in a courtroom. He then proceeded to draw 2 dicks a day. Yes, I'm saying that. Dicks a day. And when he got out, he made it a point to sit on Janet's living room floor and show Janet every picture of every dick that he drew while he was in jail. A senior citizen, a lady. And he thought he was so untouchable and so cool, he never saw anything wrong with that. Nothing out of place whatsoever. But you see, all these tiny little things were overlooked because it was all about the Broadway production. It was all about the show. And if you can overlook these little things, the show could keep going on. If you looked at the little things and or dealt with those things or called them out, the show would fall apart. And fall apart it fucking did. What now? Whoops, that was a message meant for emo, sorry. Are you doing that again? Did you do that to me the last time? What now? Is that the joke? Because I don't see your comments prior to that, so there was no other comments. Oh, I've got some more to say here, people. I've got a fucking chest full. Well, now, I had a dream that Eric's TV fell on him and killed him. I had this conversation with somebody the other day. I wish no harm to come to the guy. We all know he has a mental fucking illness. The court system knows he has a mental illness, requires him to get 4 years of mental health therapy as a part of his probation. Including another court giving him another year of mental health. Now, whether it runs concurrently or whatever, I don't care, I don't give a fuck. But the cashing in, the settling out, the fucking last 5 cases, last 2 trials being found guilty, the shit show is over. The elixir and the fucking thespian shit is just fucking, it's nothing new. AK Lady knew everybody's business. I would be sitting out on the patio, smoking a cigarette. John would be sitting across from me. Jenna would be sitting at the end of the table. John's phone would ring. It would be AK Lady. John would say, I'm not talking to her right now. Then Jenna's phone would ring 30 seconds later. And it'd be AK Lady. And she would answer it. And then Johnny would say, oh, well, fuck, I should have answered it. And I'm sitting here looking, watching you like, what the fuck is going on here? This is the chick that's on the phone every fucking day with Eric. And you guys are playing who's going to answer when she calls her. It was fucking twisted. Wow. AK Lady knew the violence that Libby Freak and Mike Speak were exacting on Brian Loma to get Brian Loma to move out. And the beautiful part about it is that Brian Loma was already moving out in 4 fucking days. He had already found a place. He and Jen already had this discussion. The time frame that he was blessed with the bedroom and the place to live and everything, whatever their agreement was, had come to an end. He just hadn't announced that he had found another place yet. And Liberty Free tried to pick a fucking fight with him, pointing his finger in his face 2 inches from his nose, giving him this fucking lecture about, if you ever talk to me like you talk to blah, 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 you're going to get punched in the face and this and that, and fucking threats after threat, violence after violence, all up in his face, fucking angry, yelling, screaming like, holy fuck. And Pipes was sitting on the couch, surreptitiously live streaming it to his girlfriend in the van, out on the street. She came in all giddy, all, loud and proud about having seen the fight. So I asked her, what fight are you talking about? I was thinking like Mike Tyson fight or something like that, and I thought it was a little weird that she would like boxing. I'm not saying girls can't like boxing, I just thought it was weird. And ultimately ended up her telling me and Jonna that she saw what Jonna knew damn well was going on, what everybody knew was going on except for me, because I wouldn't go for that bullshit. Libby Fraud had already come to me 2 days in a row prior to this day, mentioning to me, wouldn't it be cool if Brian moved out and we could all hang out in Brian's room and everything and give Janet her living room back? No. What they wanted they wanted Brian's room to be the production studio home base for True Tube Live. And them stupid buggers actually tried to pick a fight, made the man cry. I was coming in and out of the house, I couldn't fucking believe it. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Well, they got some argument going, whatever. Not a part of it. And Mike's girlfriend Jasmine came in with the all giddy, sitting on the couch with her feet up in the air, tapping her ankles together, all rubbing her hands, all excited and everything. Jonna was like, what's gotten into you? And she's like, oh, I saw the fight. I'm like, what? What did you just say? And she repeated it. And then I understood what she said. And I was like, what fight? And she was like, oh, Pike's live streamed it. The fight with Brian. So she was getting her kicks, sitting in the van, having front row seat access to a fight in the drama-free zone and the breaking down of a grown man who Eric Brandt just recently said in a chat that he couldn't stand by and watch the only man with the purest heart in the world be conned by 2 of the biggest malignant narcissists he knows, Regan Benson and Defend. Using those words and being the guy who constantly ridiculed Brian Loma. You see how all these things are being done to suit their own fucking personality deficiencies, their mental fucking deficiencies, their egos, when it's fitting for them. And all of them were fucking cowards because none of them fucking called it out. And then when Janet grew a backbone and said, enough is enough, I can't stand to look at your face, Eric, I somehow got mentioned in all of that, and I was nowhere there. I was gone months before. And somehow it turned into an entire community believing Eric Brandt and his allegation that I was fucking Janet Madston. That same lady, Otto the Watchdog, was showing 60 pictures of dicks, penises, that he drew while he was in jail. Showcasing it like it was a portfolio. Not letters to his kids or drawings of places he might have been with his kids or, some list of to-dos when he gets out of jail or a thank you card for, support to Janet or anything. No, just a pile of dicks. And I was associated with all of this. But I wasn't a part of it. I was my own person, my own thoughts, my own beliefs. When something was being done that I wasn't comfortable with, I said so. Just like a fucking parking ticket. All because Eric couldn't do his little fucking production show of paying for my parking ticket in pennies. Because I wanted to be a big boy and handle something that had my name on it. Not even a bag of dicks, a pile of dicks. So, yeah, I was really aghast when I sat back and I was like, AK Lady must not understand why I always brought her name up as being an integral factor in that shit show, that production. Well, I hope I'm being very fucking clear to you now, AK Lady, because if you haven't noticed, your name is still in my fucking mouth. You're etched as a part of my story for the rest of my days. And all the days of all the threats and everything else that I'll continue to receive. That's your support. Wow, they're not gonna see it all. I mean, AK Lady knew everything, including the bullshit about Prado pretending like he was still in jail for those couple of extra hours when he had been released hours before, continuing the e-begging campaign to suck money out of the subscribers, to lie to them, and then all of a sudden jump in front of the camera as if he, hi guys, as if he just fucking was just released from jail. He'd already been out for a couple hours. Now, imagine yourself being the hippie connection. Irrespective of whatever you believe about her or know of her or whatever. And imagine being offered to go on this ride with this guy who, for whatever manners used or whatever, leads you to believe that going for this ride would be a great thing. And then you enter into scene as a girl, a woman, an outsider. Everything I'm telling you that I saw and witnessed. But playing it up for the camera to bilk and just use the community like an ain't for funds. To do whatever the fuck they wanted to do. Including picking a fight with lifeguards and claiming that her dog was a service dog, and then texting me, sending me a 911 that I need to go down to the pool because they're trying to kick out a service dog. I looked at Janet and I was like, I'm not having nothing to do with this. I don't know what the fuck's going on with this. I'm letting somebody else know something's going on. But I'm not marching on down to a fucking pool to fucking allege that that dog was a service dog, specially trained to be a service dog. Let alone be this wavering white knighting for auto believing that you can be just like everybody else, run around the camera in everybody's face and tell everybody fuck you. I'm the king of the fucking world. It's gonna go down my fucking way. Imagine being that girl and being a part of all that. Imagine being that same girl pursued by Eric Brandt, seeking revenge against her because Otto wanted to get laid in the woods. Because Eric couldn't be in love with Otto, because now everybody sees that Otto's got a girlfriend. Instead of putting it on fucking Otto, he put it on her. And now allegedly, because Eric is doing this working with the government thing and sending emails to district attorneys and making friends with the city council woman who was an attorney in this town being the city of Lakewood, Colorado, and now having this attorney who is a city council woman vouch for him in his plea hearings, copping pleas, and creating this back door to getting this prosecution against this poor girl who did nothing but be somebody's girlfriend coming into a new scene that was completely uneven from the fucking get-go. She could have done everything right to the fucking T, and it still would not have been enough because of the impetus, the feeling, the sadness for Eric, who was in love with the 2 dicks a day drawing 60 dicks brought on the watchdog. She had no fucking chance. And they are so butthurt, so scorned that anybody that holds them accountable or says that they're fucked up or reacts negatively towards what they created, that they have to put some salve over their fucking butthurt by cancel culture mentality. And AK Lady was dead center in the middle of it all. Yes, that woman that you just saw on my text now and heard with her own voice going up and down the fucking Richter scale of a big ass bitch who had her hands in everything and believes that she can do whatever dastardly act that she wants to do, no matter where she goes, including trying to silence somebody else. AK Lady, yep, words still coming out of my mouth. Sorry guys, you got to come strong. Thanks, Steve Anderson, for confirming it was Joe Black. I appreciate your efforts. Deputy Cat adding, we are outnumbered by hypocrisy. I accepted that a long time ago. I can accept that as a notion, but I can't accept that as acceptable. Not meant to be wordplay. Well, like one I honestly feel that some people take up too much space in my brain, so I have to raise the rent and kick them out. Nice. Well, now I hope you are doing okay, Ben. Just handling. Well, this is an interesting perspective. You and School Collective Channel, it disgusts me when these people suggest that people are abusing their animals sexually. People that talk about animals when discussing human being sexual is wrong and demented. Yeah. So, what's the score? The score is every time Eric Brandt doesn't want somebody around, he will suggest that the people should leave the jurisdiction because Colorado won't extradite them from wherever they go. If there's a warrant to get arrested somewhere else or whatever, they won't get extradited. Colorado's not going to spend the money to do that. And due to White Speak attacking me, a crime, physically, with violence. Mike Speaks is nowhere to be seen in Colorado. He's out there gallivanting around the world. And of strongest opinion that he's done so because he hasn't heard anything specific. But I wonder if Pikes Peak acknowledges that the statute of limitation is extended for the time period the individual is not in the jurisdiction to effectuate the warrant. So, I believe there was Lacey didn't tell the truth. Somebody took what Lacey said and told it to Eric with a little bit of an aggro twist to it. Got Eric in a panty and a bunch, joined up with Eric to be this gangster fucking mob mentality, seeking to destroy anybody that has anything to do with the event. How dare he defect? Who the fuck does he think he is? Janet had to sit there and watch all of it. Janet doesn't really care for Abity, liberty freak, let me fuck, however you want to put it. However, Eric is throwing in her base power struggle. Well, he's my friend and I live here, and trying to basically be her father and tell her she was going to have to get along with Liberty Freak. Just like Liberty Freak tried to do to her in taking Rusty Crew while Eric was in jail and refusing to return him without mentioning anything of something that was going on in Janet's house to Janet. Out of respect. All because Janet bitched at him for not taking care of the dog he said he was going to take care of. Not bitch, but called him out on it. And if some of you remember, that's when Liberty Freak made the video about how abused Rusty is and he's out of shape and his teeth are rotting and he swears to the world that he's going to get medical care for the dog, he's going to exercise and take care of it like it was his own and blah, 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 blah. And he was ordered to take that video down. I guess I have a copy of that video as well. Which I can very easily load up into my transcription app with opaque over the screen and provide that without getting any copyright strikes. Event is learning. And for those of you who don't know, it was one of Eric Grant in Eric Grant's camp that ratted him out for having hacked into my phone. Yes. Eric was so seething with revenge and not knowing the particular facts of who said what and exactly what happened and what caused the guy who bent over backwards at all costs whenever possible in this community for anybody and everybody if he could, including driving to give Pikes Peak a place to sleep in the front seat of this very van so he wouldn't be outside in the rain overnight at Los Angeles Airport, never having met the man in my life. What could it possibly be? Drove Eric Grant nuts that he had to wager this campaign, clearly approved by AK Lady and the rest of the Brandon Knights in the Echo Chamber. And I believe Eric put together a little bit of he's smarter than the most and called them all out on it. Nobody was my Liberty Freak. Anytime Eric's out public somewhere, auto is off in the distance. Light speed is gone. You tell me what all that means. I don't fucking know. I don't fucking care. But for as long as somebody's going to try and tell me to keep my fucking mouth shut, I'm going to keep running it. Kitra, you're awesome. Grant's Beth, good morning. It's funny that What Now is actually channeling because I see Grant's Beth write What Now with a question mark. I'm like, oh, Rand's mad at me. I'm going on another rant. Kitra, you should know that coffee was more than likely the answer there is with water. And look at the investigator. She says it is an animal abuse when you throw them through the patio door to vent. Oh, I'm sorry. Is it animal abuse when you throw them through the patio door to vent? I don't know if she's trying to allege that I threw a dog or an animal through a patio door, or she's asking me when somebody else did that. But it doesn't matter because we all know that the investigator is only here bullying an AK Lady, thinking she can say whatever the fuck she wants and just spout off whatever fits her need. It is absolutely fucking incredible how all of this is going on, and I am the only person speaking a matter of factual, in a factual sense, exactly as it went, when all of these people witnessed it and saw it. But yet, these individuals are still going to put forth this YouTube delusion. Rather than just saying, you know what, defend, shit happens, and sometimes people don't get along, and yeah, this YouTube thing caused a lot of stress, right? Like, everybody wanted to do the likes and the subscribe and the e-begging, and everybody's just trying to keep afloat. Most people are living in their fucking van. Just humanize the fucking deal. No, nobody wants to fucking do that. Because they're better than fucking everybody else, and they show it every fucking time. Including Eric Grant and his wonderful little fucking epithets in fucking every street. I'm on Chuck Bronson's panel, his first live panel, and Eric Branson's got to go into the chat. And of course, he's going to get the glory and the glorification because he's a big dog. Chuck Bronson doesn't see what's going on. He has no idea what's going on, allegedly, between Eric and myself and the rest of the crew or whatever. He's trying to play Joe Cool Peacemaker or whatever. You guys should be working together, not against each other. Eric blowing up his fucking street, focusing on me, spewing shit just like AK Lady just did, and Joe Blatt, like the investigator is doing here. Are you people starting to see a fucking trend here? Like, holy fuck. Yeah, you threw Emma through the patio door twice because you were pissed. Looks like it was gone. So, yeah, you threw is what I got. Bullshit. The only time you guys ever saw me be aggressive with my dog was that one day when I was having issues and she was having issues, and I had to isolate her off to a far corner to where she would not come over to me so that she would acknowledge that I was separated from her. And you guys did not like that because you guys don't understand the paradigm of how it goes, how the program works. Because you want to look at everything as your judgment fucking rules, your interpretation rules. That was the only fucking time that you could possibly even say that I abused my dog. Make the allegation, which again was not abuse. Like, wow. You had your chance, investigator. Bye-bye. Unbelievable. So, investigator, why don't you tell the world how you sat at a patio table and cried, pacing back and forth for your man, Liberty Freak, because he wanted nothing to do with you anymore, because you were too much of a bitch, because you engaged every fucking day screaming at the top of your lungs and arguing with Brian Loma and One Guy 83. And that you could not be nice, and that you could not show anybody else any respect and regard as you played cleaning Nazi, including just picking up other people's personal property and putting it wherever the fuck you wanted it to go, with no regard and no respect for anybody, alienating everybody around you. While you stood there and cried because Liberty Freak wanted nothing to do with you, that he was going to live homeless on the streets, and he was sleeping at another woman's house on another woman's couch. You know that fight that you got into with another person on the sidewalk that Eric and Liberty got into that everybody got to see? You know, the same exact event that got Johnny 5-0, Bell for Freedom, Ghost Rider, myself, and everybody else, Eric, all to run down to rescue Liberty Freak because he was going to get beat up. All bullshit. He was a block away from the couch he was going to sleep on. How about that, the investigator? Or you want to keep up this facade for the rest of the world to see? Oh, defense line. Oh, defense is a dog abuser. How about the fact, Jonna, that you, while Janet was away in Texas, knew and sanctioned your man and Pikes Peak ganging up on a fellow activist, a renter, a tenant in Janet's house, knew that they were making a violent, physical, trying to create a physical fight, get this individual to create physical violence so you guys could all point the fingers at Brian to have him thrown out. And you did it without ever calling Janet and telling Janet something was up. And then you wondered why Janet couldn't trust you anymore, because the one person that she would have expected to tell her gal pal, the only other girl in the house, never said a fucking word to her, let alone tell her the truth. Winston Knowles says someone had to clean the house. You sure did. Why don't you ask Janet Mattson how many times I apologized to her and asked her if there was anything else that I could do in the house because I wasn't allowed to do anything. That was Jonna's stronghold. That was her stranglehold of power. She believed that if she did these things for Janet, that would make her special, to be able to have her little space where she would have pickings and choosings of the free booze and stuff, and the stuff that she bought, to have a private little spot in the kitchen where that wasn't the program, but it was okay for Jonna to do that. So why don't you come at me some more out there, Mr. Winston Knowles, draw some dicks, lead Eric Brandt on, drag that poor girl that hippie connection into your bullshit world that just ultimately ended up fucking your kids and everybody else that gave you thousands of fucking dollars. Thousands and thousands of fucking dollars. Unset Press. Bye-bye. You can go and rubberneck with Noli D and AK Lady and the part of the little... See, these people do not understand that Eric Brandt masterminded all of the personal defective deficiencies of these individuals. Noli D couldn't cut it with Catilla, and CFW was on the phone with, speakerphone all the time with not CFW, California Citizens Watch. That ended up going up belly and bust and not being for what it was supposed to be. Noli D was pissed and mad at me because she left the church and sent me emails telling me that this was the first community that she'd been a part of since she left the church and wanted to be my buddy. Came on really fucking strong. And when I gave her the advice, hey, back it up a step, and if you got fucking pennies in a bunch, you fucking rejected it, has been grudge holder, arch rival, nemesis, behind the scenes, working her little magic with Unset Press and the little fucking minglers, the minion, all to be like AK Lady. To have a direct line to the production room, to be a part of the story. Thanks, Noli D. Sheba, I see somebody saying goodbye to you. I didn't see you were here. Oh, there's a church report. Have a good day. Just letting off some steam. Somebody decided to relight the fire. Sasquatch, my question is, why are you deleting comments? I thought you were for free speech. Just saying. I am for free speech in the realm of free speech being what the government has to honor and respect as our right, our constitutional right, to speak out against our government and to be able to speak freely in public spaces. This is not a public space. This is my living room. There is a very long list of words that you're already prohibited from saying. According to YouTube's rules, as it is their business, not the government. So I hope you understand that, Sasquatch. My choice, my product, my productivity, my product, my creation. Well, now, as the investigator needs more vegetables in her meal plan, how many only feeds her junk food? No, I'm not. It's not my girl. Snowflake Melter, yes, his own dog, Emma. Just having a turnip conversation that's cracking me up. Well, now we need to take up a collection for the investigator to buy her a dictionary. She can't seem to spell simple words. Sigh. So, this is beautiful, AK Lady. You've really picked the perfect time in this community for people to see that you did the same exact thing these other people do, and that with the likeness, the glue that brought all of you together to create the echo chamber in the quest to create True Live, and make certain particular financiers believe that for good was going to be done with their money, when all they were trying to do was something good. Good job. Awesome. So unsuppressed, why do you bother coming here when you're a Brand Davidian? Nothing to say that would be relative, at least not even as an investor, not even as a reporter with integrity, as far as being able to look at both sides of the situation and report on the actuality of what is present before you, not your interpretation or your bias to it. You can't do that. So why are you even here? Oh, because you rock with the Noe D, the TLC, B Squared, AK Lady, Gen T, because you rock with those people, the cancel culture. But you have the chosen ones, are the exalted ones, the ones that should prevail in fighting the government or have something to do with it as you destroy everybody else or dismiss everyone else. Yeah, that seems intelligible. And by the way, Winston Knowles, I never saw you pick up a fucking thing, let alone bring the trash out at Janet's. So how big, how big of you to even make such a statement? Unbelievable. So I struggle because I think about Janet, and I think about my name being thrown into the mix. That these people have the audacity to make these claims, including Unsubpress and all the names I've already mentioned, all supporting Eric in doing this, making these false allegations to a depraved level of population. And even if there was even more dastardly on the other side of the coin, if you will, that he even believed he was empowered with the ability to try and in some ways shame that woman and or put her or my business out there like that. And then make the false allegation that as of January 6th, I have been talking to the district attorney's office. The same district attorney's office that just last month, Eric Brandt sent emails to, ratting, snitching, making false allegations to, in order to try to get me arrested. Huh. Holy fuck. And to round it all out, you have the investigator in Winston Knowles, Otto the Watchdog, Fronto, coming into the stream, which is primarily about AK Lady, but they all band together. So that is the cancel culture mob mentality, right? To try to throw something out there at me. Now, this is Winston Knowles, the guy who was recorded his voice talking about bestiality of a dog, and then making a video about bestiality with a dog, with the outcome being puppies with my human face on those dogs. This is the 2 dicks a day while in jail, drawing 60 dick file of dicks drawn, leading Eric Brandt on fucking hippie connections head to no fucking end. No regard whatsoever. On top of his all domestic violence issues and all that other shit and everything else that everybody already knows about. And he's gonna have the ball to try to even speculate that he's any more of a person than I am? Get the fuck out of here. Greg Beth adding, obviously, EB has been talking to them as he pled guilty to a bunch of charges. Exact fucking mundo. No idea about Catilla. Nothing. Well, now adding, not to mention you are an abusive son of a bitch, Winston Knowles. So, AK Lady, do you want to take some responsibility for your believing that you were entitled to have YouTube as your little toy and all the lies involved in YouTube as your little toy to exalt your asshattery, your deluded, psychotic fucking run alongside your idol Eric Brandt being his number one, and that gave you some control and power to dismiss your fellow human being, including those people with the hearing problems like your husband and your kid, that you could relate to us, Jeff and I, on panel while you were spewing this asshattery. That you had a right to pick and choose who is deserving and who isn't deserving, to play puppeteer, to overlook people's fallacies, rather than be a merit and call them out on it, and stop people from being defrauded and spending money and supporting an ideal that was presented to them, which was a complete farce, false advertising. How about that, AK Lady? You can support anybody you want, and you support a lot of people. Are you actually supporting those people when you're coming from a place of fucking control and deceit and delusion? Because every bit that you were a part of led Pikes Peak into getting pissed off because I called him out on recording Brian Loma and Libby Freak trying to fight him and get him pissed off enough to get into a physical fight. Because I called his ass out and said, all I said to his girlfriend, I stood up, because the rule was there was supposed to be no recording without anybody else knowing. And I looked at her and I said, he live streamed it to you outside? And she had the phone in her hand and she showed me the phone in her hand and she's like, yeah. And I was like, well, that's certainly something I can't agree with. And she went fucking crazy realizing that she said something that she shouldn't have fucking said. You have a fault in that. You participated in creating the show, AK Lady. You call that support. Good morning, Ben CMOs. So, it is what it is, AK Lady. You clearly hadn't caught on to why not having had these sessions for weeks. Even if it was just a week. Rather than running your mouth, you could have just focused on you and your little heroes and your little camp instead of trying to be part of believing that you have a shield and a sword and that you're something of the Brand Davidians of noteworthy in the grand scheme of the world, let alone the United States as a government and activism. You showed your ass today, AK Lady. Fuck you. And not only that, but she also created the platform for Jonna and Winston Knowles to show that the second anybody says anything that they don't like, they will seek to destroy. They will pounce, make up bullshit, go into rooms that aren't their rooms, make videos about bestiality, and show the world their true colors. So with that, folks, I'll be back in a second. I need to relieve myself. And we're back. So anybody got any questions? Take a chance for you to ask them. I just want you to imagine. Your mother calls you one day, and she says, son, daughter, how are you? And you say, doing good. How about you, Ma? Oh, I'm not doing too good. You're like, I live in my house. Well, he's got a friend, and I don't want him in my house anymore, and I told him that. He's telling me too bad, he's a renter, and I have to like it, and it's just, I can't do anything about it in my own house. How would that make you feel? As a son or daughter of a mother telling you that. That's Eric Brandt and Libby Freak telling Janet, suck it up. There's nothing you can do about it. That's how he's throwing his weight around, Libby Fraud, Libby Freak, and being somewhere where he's not wanted, because he's a tough guy. Remember the guy who punched a kid in the back of the head? Because his claim was he was going to hit my friend. How many times did I stand in between Eric Brandt and somebody wanted to knock his fucking lights out? Did I ever have to hit him? No. Aggro. He wants to bite. He's violent. What now? Let me freak is so tough you have to hit teenagers. There you go. So you're clearly what now has been following the story for some time. So words are lies. Just because there is a chat in somebody's stream, it doesn't make it a public park for you to start up a conversation with somebody else and monopolize the chat and create your own tone to be different than the tone that is being put forward by the channel creator. It's just fucking rude. Get your imagine saying that to someone in IT. What's the problem? Yeah, I need somebody to unhack my computer. Well, it's pretty bad when the guy who creates True Live admits that it was Eric Brandt who hacked their phone. Really fucking conflicting how somebody could be so evil, that exact revenge could be so vicious, and then do something that you're like, wow, that was really cool, that was inspiring, like, yeah, you're a smart guy or whatever, and then leave you so fucking conflicted because you can't tell, except for your direct experience in real life, like I have had, that it's all a show. He does these things because he can. It's a chicken hawkish chest puffery. Hey, look, I can do something nobody else can do. I'll help you. Notoriety. Oh, yeah, everybody thinks I'm a great guy. Meanwhile, he's over there gossiping on the fucking phone with AK how to fucking destroy the vet, who is allegedly just a fucking nobody, and who is allegedly just a fucking liar. So much a liar, so much to the point that they have to have these ass-hattery campaigns and literally put me at risk while I'm filming the cops to show their juvenile immaturities, to restream live streams and fuck with all of your heads and show their true colors that they're anything but real. Yay. I was a part of all of that. So what do I take away from all of this? Do you, but even me all they want. At least they got called out for the fucking bullshit and nobody else is being suckered by it unless they're choosing to be. I'll take that. I'll take somebody else benefiting out of me having to pay the fucking price. I can take that. Even if AK doesn't like it. Studio Prankster, you and your stock account can ask leading questions. Let's just say that not only do I know that it was hacked, but my cell phone provider has proof that it was hacked. So Grant's bad daddy, Libby likes to run his mouth again in everyone's face, but actually doesn't have a backbone. So Libby Freak have admitted in live streams that he's not school, he's not very smart. His own words. I remember a day when Libby Freak was down at the courthouse, Lindsay Flanagan courthouse, and he ran across the bondsman that Regan Benson paid to go and recall the bonds on Eric and Libby Freak. And Libby Freak decided to run his mouth, shoot his mouth off at him. I guess the guy said something to him or whatever, and Libby had it on video. And he said to Eric, he was like, "So he used fighting words, right, Eric? I got him. I can sue him. I got him." And Eric turned around and looked up and was like, "Oh, it's more than likely that your words were fighting words and that you don't have a case." And he just lost all the fucking hair that he could possibly have in his body. Shoulders dropped. Looked at me for a split second with this. What did he just say? Look, and walked away. So that was Libby Freak's style. He would just record everything and anything, light a match, throw it. Fuck you. You're a little man. You're a wussy. You're a coward. Blah 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 blah. Use his free speech all he wanted. Get these negative reactions so that he could get a lawsuit, a potential lawsuit, like being able to sue Janet's Housing Authority, the HOA, for him being arrested for that whole scenario where it's just fucking nuts. So there's this lady who has neighbors that are being harassed, ridiculed by Eric and Abity. To the extent that there's police involvement, and now there's a lawsuit against the HOA for Abity's rights being violated. Everybody in the HOA has to pitch in to that lawsuit. The insurance for it and all that. That's what it is. It's a commune in that sense. Once water boiler goes down, everybody is charged a fee to pay for that water boiler. And then to have the audacity to take a fucking dog, show no respect whatsoever, no regard whatsoever, tell the lady off, and then when Eric gets out of jail, be right up in her fucking face, walking in and out of her house like it's his house, all because Eric says he's a tenant, the law says he can have guests. Raw fucking O, people. Raw fucking O. And you're gonna fucking cast judgment on me? Get the fuck out of here. You know, there's a whole other fucking deal that's going on here that nobody even fucking notices or even dares to speak about. There's a name that's very seldom mentioned. A name that backed away very early on, even before I left. Did very little recording. Did very little interaction. Did very little yelling and screaming all day, every fucking day. Got his shit together. And it's still there. So no Eric. No Abity. No Chano. No Frado. Funny, isn't it? Almost like somebody replaced somebody. And it wasn't me. Huh. How about that? Funny how karma works. So with that, folks, I don't see any questions that are pertaining to me. Or the topic. Yes, how to seems that I've filled in the gaps for those people who have questions and I no longer have to send emails. And yes, I have been working on printing out the email and painstakingly, because I have no computer skills, with a Sharpie marker, redacting the identifying information, believing the text of all of the emails, all the way back to TLC You're Not Alone, who is B Squared, and her attempts to get me to manipulate and troll and attack other channels that she did not like. And when I stated that I was about that, oh, the rejection, how the fucking world fucking fell apart. And I'm the asshole for it. No, I'm not. I refuse to allow people to put their hooks into me. And some people do not accept rejection at all. And I'll hold that grudge to the end of days. So much to the point where constitutional corner Maddie, who B Square has worked her way into Maddie's camp as Maddie's #1 mod, just what she was looking for, to be somebody's bestie. Or Maddie the me. And testing the waters to see if B Squared was going to push the grudge in Maddie's free speech channel. And I made one comment about somebody that left a comment in the chat reminding me of how somebody else used words. Maddie saw that, predisposed by the stacking of the deck by B Squared, answered my question, blew up a fucking gasket, and then realized that he jumped the gun, and then apologized to me. And then recently, and I forgot what stream it was, blew another fucking gasket on me, again, misinterpreting again because of the predisposed position, the stacking of the deck, the wah, B Squared, losing his shit, him and I exchanging words to the peace, the ever so peaceful and perfect Silver Diamond, now being polluted because it was okay for Maddie to yell and swear at me, but it wasn't okay for me to call Maddie a bitch. To the hypocrisy of Bucket Boy being liked by Silver Diamond, and Silver Diamond always making excuses for Bucket Boy's mental illness, and everybody coddling Bucket Boy, whereas Bucket Boy loses his shit on me in another panel, and rides the issue of another individual who did very similar to what AK Lady just did to me yesterday in that panel. Yeah. People need to fucking, and then you have Glenn Lambright panel where people just went in there and made a shit show amongst themselves inside his panel. And he doesn't have a drama panel. He doesn't have a shit show panel. Just totally disregarding Glenn Lambright. So, yeah, there's people speaking out about this shit, people. And it's about fucking time. It's about fucking time. So what now? I don't even know who B Squared is. B Squared used to be TLC, You're Not Alone. She is a moderator in James Madison, Constitutional Corner, Maddie Madness. And, you know, it's the same fucking bullshit that I was always warned about. Noli D. Leaves the fucking church, gets butthurt over the church, gets abused by the church. Then she becomes a part of this community, tries to latch on to me, want to buy me legal insurance. I don't know this fucking person from a fucking hole in the wall. Why do they want to buy me something? So when I put up a fence, I said, hey, look, this is the way it is, blah, 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 blah. The answer was, oh, you must have got hurt somewhere along the way, and blah, 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 not being able to accept the fucking rejection, or just be able to accept that it was my channel, and this was my path, and this is just how I felt. Couldn't accept it. And now has them suppressed and everybody else, on top of Millie D, lying and saying that I abused women and I threatened to kill women. While she had her name blocked so I couldn't see those comments, which she thought I couldn't see. Just have a stock account, open on a different device. Whenever you see somebody say, hi, Noli, just open it up, turn it on, and see exactly what the fuck it said. Duh. And manipulating all of you, including showing me people like AK Lady, who have grudges and issues and manipulation, birds of a feather flock together, and you have a complete fucking shit show. Now you have individuals like Waterbuck TV and Unsub Press and Spot Check News and all these people coming together thinking, oh yeah, we're cool, we're a little group now and everything else, and then they start finding out that this person, and then they start finding out that that person, and then they're like, oh fuck, I said all this shit about that person, and then people start backing away, and then people have relationship problems, and then people start leaving and traveling, and it's a fucking shit show, people. No wonder why those people who are naturally inclined to be antagonistic, that just don't like other people because people suck, enjoy trolling, have a certain angst and animosity towards the world, and they're looking for every opportunity to inflict that feeling onto somebody else. Last week, good morning. Good morning to you. Speaking of individuals that know how it is to have shit inflicted upon them because people just won't fucking move on in their life. Kitra, Black Meat Bath, I don't know. He has a problem with everyone. Who are you talking to, Kitra? And who has a problem with everyone? Kitra, I'm about out now. Well, have a good day, Kitra. Kitra, use your godly mod powers to block me then. But I think it's a bit ridiculous. Kitra, I'm the one who blocked Gabby the cat. I just realized who she was. I have an issue with Gabby the cat. It's not about you, Kitra, and it's not your war. And all you have to do is not type anymore. You don't have to create an argument. You don't have to tell Grams Beth what you believe and your free speech and this, that, and everything else. You just have a little self-respect and say, hey, I don't agree, and move on. But you don't want to do that? All right. There you go. Now you want to be an AK Lady or an Noli D and everybody else. Kitra, this is no different than anywhere else. You can't respect it. Kid rocks. I don't know what to tell you. It's not your world, kid. No, Kitra, you're very much like a lot of people who feel they can do whatever they want without regard and hold to their convictions no matter where they go. You're the type of person that believes that you can walk into grandma's house with your muddy shoes on when she has always, for your entire childhood, required you to take your shoes off at the door. And you're an adult now, and you're going to make the choices you want to make, and everybody has to live with them and see things from your perspective, and you're just going to trek through grandma's almond-colored shag rug with those dirty, muddy feet. Or your friend's grandmother's house, or the next door neighbor. But you won't do that in your house. You see, you're over here telling me, oh, but you seem to have a problem with everyone. Then why the fuck are you here, Kitra? Because you want to be a part of that problem that you're alleging? Does that make any sense? Does that make any sense? And then to throw out this, I don't mean any offense to this, but I generally feel this. You're a smart fucking cat. You know what the fuck you're doing with words. And you know full fucking damn well, when you use those words and play stupid, it's going to piss me off. And damn me if I expect better from you, especially when I've seen your potential. It's offensive. Why are you pissing on my leg in my house? Well, I am not an exercise for you. You're a guest in my house. You want to have a channel, you want me to be over there, whatever, and you want to make an exercise out of it, you want to ask me questions or whatever, then so fucking be it. But you have a very isolated and strong sense of opinion that is very anorexic. I've always accepted that about you, as cold as it is at times. If you haven't noticed, I'm not very accepting of shit anymore. Why do I have to keep carrying the fucking burden of fucking being the one to bend to accept things for people or wish for better for people and keep getting kicked in the fucking nads? When I realized I'm not actually doing things within my sense of freedom, I'm doing them because of the control of all of you fucks. Does that make any sense? And this isn't just happening to me, it's happening all over the fucking place. I'm just the one fucking speaking about it. No, that's your opinion, Kitra, and you're entitled to it. But don't come in here and start pointing fingers at my mod and fucking questioning my wrenches. What the fuck? Yokozuna doing no Trump. Depends. You stay upset with people. Just move on and do the work you want to do. What you do in these streams continues all the same issues. That's because the same fucking issues are still fucking continuing. And they will continue until there is a fucking resolution with my cases. And they may even continue for years after that. And I will say Eric Brandy, Eric Brandy, Eric Brandy. I will say lazy, 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 lazy. And I will say out of the fuck, living the fake. I'll say whatever the fuck I want to say. And you might be a little shocked at this, but your determination to stay upset with these people, I'm not upset. I fucking get it. I'm just not conned anymore. You see, while I was under the legal competency umbrella, there was a part of me that was like, maybe there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Maybe there could be like some kind of like bystanders or, just agree to disagree or whatever. But the more I spoke and the more I was silenced and the more actions and the pursuits and the stalking and the fucking hacking and the fucking going into other people's streams and fucking just constant barrage, it just wore out that being upset. I'm not upset anymore. It's just obvious to me. It's just obvious to me. Bend over, don't tell me how to be able to experience the same crap you encourage others and yourself to do. Seems you don't like eating the same crap you serve others. I don't have a response to that. Java time. Right on, I'm with you. I know, it's not acceptable to me that there are individuals in this community that have determined that it is okay, that it is worthy, and to actively work against me in hopes that I will go to jail. Not fucking okay. I will call that fucking hypocrisy out at every fucking turn of the dime. Every fucking time. Do you think I am the only person that's been fucked over by these people? I may be the only person that has been assaulted. I may have been the only person that had been judged talked about behind my back while looking right at me in my face. Well, that doesn't make any sense, friend. You get what I'm trying to say. The echo chamber being created, and all being money about money. Oh, trust me. When my second channel is completed, and nobody can leave comments, and there are no chats, just videos, and it's posted, all of the emails. It's going to be a wonderful game for all of you folks who have been following along all this time. It's going to be an exercise. So you're not going to be able to see the names or the email addresses or the dates. You're just going to be able to see the body of the emails, no signatures. And it's going to be kind of like a memory game. Now, some people will be able to look at the context, the text itself, and you'll see certain references like the name of a town or this or that or whatever. And you'll have to go into your investigatory mind and you'll have to say, wait a minute, is this when the defendant was here or was this when so-and-so did this? Oh, wait a minute, I remember that auditing. Oh, I know who this person is. But you won't be able to actually be able to say that you know who that person is. You'll have to continue looking at all of the emails to have as much information as you possibly can to be able to determine if you were right about any of the emails. And you will not be able to make a comment. You will not be able to chat. And all of you who sent those emails will be sitting there wondering how many people piece together and know how much of a douchebag you are. And exactly who. And you'll never know. There will be no comments. There's no chat. No thumbs up, no thumbs down. Just how many views. And it can stay there forever. What do you think, guys? Would you be interested in seeing something like that? Give people a bird's eye view into the backstory, the backdrop of if you were an auditor, what you could have possibly experienced, because I'm living proof. Well, what now? I see your holy fuck. Bend over, give it up. Stun Dummy has always been a cool bloke and didn't deserve Gemini's talk again. I think Stun Dummy will say that he has his own crosses to bear. I appreciate that, Stun Dummy. Mrs. Dramadome, welcome to the Drama Sphere. Certainly not anything that will ever compete with Shelley's Dramadome. Benching headlines, email, bingo. Oh, we're not just talking about email. I have another segment that's going to be on that program. You see, I've had some time to think about this and my depression and my lack of computer skills and everything else. So one section is going to be the email game. A whodunit, see how much you remember, piece together, and to get you to realize how fractional of a view that you accepted as a whole story and participating in being misled by the cold leader Eric Brandt. And his knowing that, using the tactics the government uses on you. But then there's going to be another segment of all of the text messages. And I can go on for months with text messages. I just have one little gray area with the text messages because I have to find some mathematical ratio for you geniuses out there to try to figure out whether labeling like a DNA deal or, a submission of evidence, Exhibit 1A, 1B, with no date stamps. Because I don't want to just print out all of one conversation with one person through all 6 fucking phones, because that would just make it too easy. So I have to figure out if I'm going to do the text and the emails within time periods and say, like, type the dates in the code into Google Calendar and then just take chunks and just skip over every other, like, do January, March, May, and then go back to February, April, June. And obviously not that way because I just told it to you, but just giving you an example of coming up with some, yes, I see potential here. What do you guys think? Benzie Enlots, email, bingo! Grant bet that will drive a bunch of people crazy, not being able to comment. Benzie Enlots, been a big reveal video to fill in the blanks. You know what, Benzie Enlots? You might have just given me the missing variable to the would-be equation. Because I have so many fucking videos, so many fucking recordings that I could do just that. So the people that have been following along and know my path and my story, even if the likes of Joshua Haynes, QT, who swore as a veteran on his word, on his patriotic service and honor, that he would never, for no reason, hold it as his word to his death, ever break confidence, I could always trust in him. And who has just provided Eric Brandt with every text message of every date I was leaving a state, and I let him know that I was leaving a state and where I was going, and our personal text communications with each other. To Eric Brandt, an AK Lady, and Noli D, an investigator, and Liberty Freak. You see, I can't really bring Pikes Peak Auditor into that full fold because he wasn't really accepted as worthy of knowing all the intricate stuff that was going on. He always found out afterwards. He was used as a latchkey to record Liberty while he took the aggressive approach to try to beat up Brian Lava and get him to move out of a room he was already moving out of. This is the same guy who foolishly stated in a live stream that maybe he is going to have me subpoenaed for his getting arrested the day that I got arrested inside Lincoln Flanagan Courthouse, which my charge got dismissed, but his charge is still going forward. His charge is still going forward because it's a completely different rare animal. And he said while Eric was discussing that on a live stream that maybe he will have me subpoenaed to embarrass me in that trial. And I have that recorded. Great job. Subpoena me. Let's show the jury what you're really about. It's called character, people. You're going to do Doug's tool collecting. I'm not reading these in orders, guys. I've got a puppy over here who wants to start a morning routine. Yoda Doug's tool collecting channel. It will drive people away not being able to comment as well. Hate to be a downer about your idea, but you asked, buddy. Well, here's the thing, Yoda Doug. Here is something that I've learned, and I've known for a long time. That's why I was always for the subscribers. That's why I live stream for hours and just utilize my ability of pontification to ask questions and excite people's thought processes. And it's those people that I always aimed for. Not the people that wanted it to be made easy or didn't have the mental capacity to be able to stick with something long enough and show some sense of solidarity or merit or be in search of the truth or to validate their own an opportunity, a rare opportunity of them to be able to validate their reality and their judgment process for the past year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. An opportunity for them to be able to reflect once they figure out the riddle. At the end of it, realizing that they were no longer trying to figure out another riddle that was ongoing and trying to keep up with the Joneses every time they got a notification on their phone. Because when those notifications were there, they're over my channel checking it out and trying to find a little golden nuggets that nobody else will give you. See, you learn something in YouTube. You do not have to fool all the people all the time. You just have to fool some of the people some of the time long enough for them to feel that they invested their time, for them to acknowledge they invested their time, and for them to feel like, to avoid buyer's remorse, that they'll just stick with you even if you become a ravenous murderer. To find those people, and those people being your base with the illusion of support, all the other people who can be fooled some of the time but not all the time will just ride along the edge and the cusp of that, and they'll get suckered in. They'll see something a little awry and they'll kind of back off a little bit and they'll focus on somebody else. And then those people will just be passed around from one channel to another channel. And that's how it works. I'm going to break it down. Sure. How about you go on this side of the street? Good job. Yokozuna, what? Understand this. I'm not upset. I'm smarter. Get it? I'm smarter. Well, now, I just my opinion, but the Denver crew is a bunch of thugs and cons. Well, kind of funny you say that because Janet Matson's still here doing her thing. Brian Loma's still here doing his thing. Regan Benson's still here doing her thing. The Ben still here doing his thing. Good same guy 83 still here doing his thing. He's live streaming when it's fitting for him to fit in a cop watch or whatever. Got a job, all that or whatever. I don't know what to say about all that, but decent people are still here. And has anybody questioned or even seen where Brian Johnson is? You see, Brian Johnson was accused of being a traitor because he tried to be a Joe Cool or Yoko Uno, whoever is in this chat right now, and trying to be a, hey, would you be willing to give Eric the transcripts that he's looking for that could exonerate him from going to jail if, he got you a couple of bucks, right? Like if you would help me with the lawsuits to hold these people accountable. Accountability, what this was all supposed to be about. But now it's on the condition of these transcripts that I don't fucking have. But I very well am about like 80% sure, as well as my attorney, and anything can go wrong, but 80% sure that I'm going to get those transcripts. However, because they involve attorney-client confidentiality, the only way anybody else can get those transcripts is if I release them. And I would never advise anybody as their friend to give helpful information, not legal advice. Shut up. Yes, good job. I would never give anyone a misdirection. Stand. Good job. Thank you. I would never tell someone, you know what, if I get these transcripts, which could possibly aid you in your freedom, I will give them to you as soon as I get them, before my trial. You have been hanging me by the balls out to dry. You have been lying. You've been claiming that you have my bonds. You were never on my bonds. You lied to the masses. You lied to Joe Cool. News Now 702. All the people on that panel that day. Just complete asshattery with no regard and no fucking accountability whatsoever. You have said multiple times that you hope they hang me. Clearly, a salty response to my I hope you rot in jail as my way of telling all of your fucking clan what the fuck they were doing. And you know that. I will tell you how I know you know that. But you don't have everyone fooled. So if my cases were to be dismissed and or gone to trial and they were to be resolved, and I was to have these transcripts, I would consider then in approving the release of my attorney-client confidentiality. Which means you're sucking fucking pond water, waiting, irrespective of what happens to me, to figure out if you have anything or a leg to stand on, and holding these judges that did you wrong accountable. I walked. You tried to make it look like I didn't. Fuck you. I did the honorable big boy thing. I walked. You came out and acted like a little bitch and lied to the world. On top of lie, on top of lie, on top of lie. All of your thespian bullshit. Yes, you and AK Lady. Let's go right back to where I have something to say. So I see some comments in here about Regan Benson. And I am absolutely thrilled to acknowledge that Eric Brandt once said that he would take 5 Regan Bensons over me any day. For those of you who remember, Regan Benson was cool enough. The Regan Benson and all of her money was good enough, as long as it was being spent on the Denver Crew and to support the Denver Crew's activism. And when Regan Benson disagreed with some things, she was told to kick fucking rocks. And when she said kick fucking rocks, do you realize my husband is a person who's backing me and holding your bonds for your freedom? And he's looking at me being told to kick rocks and being treated like shit by you guys? He's scared that that kind of behavior is going to fuck the bonds. Now I have to revoke the bonds. And then you guys created a shit show in this community where she is still valiantly chipping away every day at doing something fucking good for the community. And you tried to ostracize her, made memes about her, all kinds of shit. So yes, I've had a great conversation with Regan Benson. An inspiring one that I needed. Almost. And they're two very different people, but the feeling is comparative to a certain degree as to the inspiration I get from Janet. A good nature, good intention feeling. But because the men came with the guns to make them accountable for having treated Regan Benson just as dastardly as they treated Janet Benson. Are you starting to see a trend here, people? It was time to throw Regan Benson to the wolves. All dried up, all used up. Oh, we fucked out what about it. Nobody uses us anymore. All right, let's get out whatever we can out of it. Clicks and views. Regan Benson, Regan Benson, Regan Benson, Regan Benson, Regan Benson, just like Regan Benson, just like Regan Benson, Regan Benson, Regan Benson. Till the fucking record rapidly fucking flew off the fucking play again. So I take great pride in taking Regan's place. And not only taking Regan's place, but it's a multiplier of 5. Sasquatch, why are you asking questions for the people that are not banned? I've already gone through my list. I said earlier in the stream, there were 2 women and 1 male individual. That 1 male individual was Navin Johnson. He is not banned in my stream under Navin Johnson.
So I don't know what to tell them. So, moderators, including the ones modded from afar, anybody,
What? No, I want laundry. No. Ma! That's what Dad used to. Yeah, watch out! I said, toilet plunger. You got that? That's a toilet plunger. Stop, that's disgusting. It's a toilet plunger. Mom, put it in. It's so fluffy now. In the inside. No, put it back. No, I'm swapping the laundry. No. Oh my god. I guess you don't want dry clothes. I'm telling Mom that you're messing up the basement. I'm not messing up the basement, you idiot. Planted. You're downstairs doing nothing with the machine.
What are you doing over there?
Swapping laundry.
No!
I'm
No!
Okay.
Stop!
I'm swapping.
Get!
No, I'm swapping.
Get out!
Because I need clothes for tomorrow.
Get! Those are all. No! Stop what you're doing and listen.
No. I need clothes for. Ow! 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 It hurts so bad. Ow!
Unreal.
Oh, it stopped? What happened? Did he stop? did he not go live? Mm.
She wasn't asking me to choose apples and or oranges. Make a choice to try to.
Dude, get out of here. Yeah, I don't know if you guys were up or not, so hope that helped you with anything. I don't know what else went down, but I know he was on there talking shit, so. Oh, God, these fucking kids really need to stop fucking fighting, dude. Oh, he's still going, huh?
By treating me mano a mano. A piece
Oh, he's
of
still
sorts.
going.
In regards to just the transcripts. Acting like an asshole. And then Brian slowly but surely realized, and I can't say this because I haven't spoken to the man.
If you guys are watching, made this last night. I call it the fucktopus.
Dad, Dimitri's slammed Leo's head in the wall.
Mom's gonna have to step up.
Black.
So I'll be back with you guys in just 1 second. Wrench. So I'll be back with you guys in just 1 second. If that says anything for the until is, just block everybody down. Word. Block it, including Mr. Lambright or anything. If anybody types anything for the next 2 minutes, you're getting blocked. Gonna take care of me.
Just remember, Vlad. Wow. Vlad, you know you mixed the clothes up already? Like, come on, man. Just fucking ridiculous. What fucking real? This? Oh! Hey, babe. You send Vlad to the corner. Why? Because he just threw all this school shit, he started mixing shit already down here. And then he threw like all the jackets and everything out of here onto the floor where the cat could get to them. So like all the snow gear and shit's tossed everywhere. He's got piss clothes starting to get mixed in with new shit. Fuck. Swallow. Stop. Swallow. Swallow it. You need to really start brushing your teeth. Out. Yeah. Open. I don't like doing it either. Go. Yeah. No, go. Get out. I don't care where you go right now. I'm asking for your help. And you need to go brush your teeth. I did not black.
Oh boy.